Okay, so now we're going to talk about a marketing ecosystem. So marketing ecosystem, especially in the context of a hospo business, could be quite abstract. And I want to try avoid being abstract. I want to try get more to the root of what I want you to be thinking about here. Okay, so a marketing ecosystem is made up of different elements, and some of the elements are going to be more passive, some of the elements are going to be more active. I'll explain what that means shortly, but ultimately I'm going to dive into the computer and use my whiteboard to explain this, okay? So if you're going to think about your local market, okay? Let me get my pen here. Okay, your local market. Okay, so this is going to most likely be people within your local area who are looking for a function space for an event they're planning now, or likely going to be looking for a function space in the future for an event that they might be planning in the future. Okay, so there is quite a big distinction there, but you can explain it with the concept of a pyramid. Okay, so if I draw a pyramid here, what you're going to notice rings true in most industries and most markets is within this population of people, there's probably going to be the top 3%, and these people are people who are hungry, they have an urgent problem to solve, they're hosting a private function, they know about you, and they want to buy your stuff. Okay, these are what we call very hot prospects, and they're ready to buy now. Okay, so this is awesome, and this is what most people run their business off. They just wait to focus, and they wait for the hot buy now prospects to come in, and that's cool, 100% fine. If you can run your business off high buy intent people, when they reach out to you, they're pretty much saying, look, I want to buy your stuff, I got a problem now, let me reserve my date for a function I'm planning in XYZ time frame. Okay, that's cool. But what about the other 97% of people in your local market who we know are a target customer because they live locally, and maybe they meet some characteristics of what we classify as a local customer or a target customer, but maybe they're not ready to buy right now. But maybe 3 weeks from now, 3 months from now, 3 years from now, they might be ready to buy. And when they are ready to buy, we want them to buy from us. They're going to have some money to spend. They're going to have a problem that we can solve. We want them to solve that problem using our solution, okay? And that's your function space and your private event space, okay? So there's different ways we can do this, but some of the more active ways that this can be done is by having an email list, okay? So first, you're going to have to describe what a target customer looks like. For most hospitality businesses, they're what we would call a local business, meaning that the majority of the revenue that the business makes is going to come from serving locals. Serving a local could be someone who lives within 500 meters if you're in a very, very densely populated area, let's say Hong Kong, Manhattan, or it could be within 25 kilometers if you're in a more rural area. But on average, let's say someone who lives within a 10 kilometer radius of your venue, you would say they're most likely going to buy from me more so than someone who lives outside that radius. Okay, so that might be your first characteristic. Secondly, you might define a local customer by someone who meets maybe a gender or an age demographic. So for instance, what we see as a general rule is most people who plan private events are usually going to be more skewed toward women, probably like 70-30, and most of these women are probably going to be aged between 21 to 23 plus, okay? So if you're going to define the largest portion of your target customers, most likely, as a general rule, again, don't take this for gospel, but people who live within a 10 kilometer radius who are women aged 21 or above. They're probably going to be the sort of most likely target market for most hospo businesses, okay? So what you want to do is, if you're going to capture an email list, you probably want to focus your email list capturing on these types of people. For instance, you might run social media advertising campaigns to these people. The goal of those campaigns is to capture their name, email address, and phone number and start funneling them into your ecosystem. You can then send them out bi-weekly or monthly email outs, keeping them up to date about what's going on in your venue on the private function side. So you might want to do some testimonials of successful 21st, 30th, 40th, 50th birthday parties that you've hosted recently, or successful seminars that you've had, or baby showers which a sister has planned for their sister to host within your venue. So maybe you want to send monthly email outs of successful testimonials, fresh renovations that you've done, new summer of food grazing table menus for private functions that you host within your venue. Okay, so you've captured these people in an email list. Now you want to remain front of mind. So when they change from being in that lower 97% and they move into a buy now phase where I'm hungry for a function space, I'm ready to commit, you are top of mind, or at least you're in their top 5, okay? And being in their top 5 is much better than not being in their top 5, okay? And you get in there by having an ecosystem and intentionally pushing yourself up within the mind of your target customer or your target audience, okay? That's the first one. Next thing you can do is have retargeting campaigns. So anyone who has liked, commented, seen any video content that you post on Instagram, Facebook, anyone who sent you a messenger conversation on social media, what you can do is run retargeting campaigns to these people to essentially have them within your incubated ecosystem. So again, we're talking about that lower 97%. You can run retargeting campaigns. So again, when these people are thinking, hey, I'm starting to look for a function space, and they're on social media, they might see some of the content about the private functions that you do, and that might resonate with them, and they are familiar with your venue. And then when they move to that top 3%, you're one of the top options for them as well. Okay, so these are a couple of ways to actively be involved in your marketing ecosystem within your local target market. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a couple of quick hacks or quick things that you can start to implement today to help boost the power of your ecosystem. Okay, firstly, video testimonials are the best type of content that you can push out to your ecosystem. Okay, whether you put this in an email or whether you put this in any retargeting campaigns or even post to your social media page, having video testimonials of successful events that you've hosted before is going to be key. Okay, so what you're going to do is, let's say you had a function in the weekend and it was a 30th birthday party for Rebecca. What you would do is you yourself would give Rebecca a ring, or the person within your business who manages private functions will call Rebecca a couple of days after she's had her private event. You'll call her up and say, hey Rebecca, this is Daniel from ABC Venue. You had your 30th birthday with us last week. Just checking in to make sure all was good and you had a great time. We loved having you. She'll be like, yeah, I had an awesome time. Cool. Well, something I wanted to bring up, Rebecca, is testimonials are huge for us because when people are hunting for a venue and they see someone who's had a good experience, it really helps position our venue in their mind at a higher level. So I mean, we'd really, really appreciate it if you could give us like a short video testimonial, 15 to 45 seconds, just explaining who you are, the event you had, and your experience with us. And in return, I'll give you a $100 food and beverage voucher. How does that sound to you, Rebecca? Would you be open to doing that for me? She'll be like, yeah, absolutely. Some people might say no, but most likely if they had a good experience and they're genuine, they probably will. They'll be like, cool, Rebecca, I'm going to send you an email now with an example. It's pretty normal. You would just do a selfie style video, 15 to 45 seconds, and then just reply back into the email with that video attached. And then I'll send you over a $100 food and beverage voucher so you can come back and enjoy some of the stuff that we do on us. How does that sound? She'll be like, cool, awesome, I'll send that email now, Rebecca. And if you could get that back to me maybe today or tomorrow, is that okay? Yep, do that. Cool. You've now got a video testimonial. Put that in your next email blast. Start putting that into your retargeting campaigns, especially if your venue is, very suited toward the event that Rebecca hosted, aka 30th birthday parties. Because if you can get lots of testimonials of that nature, it's just going to really ramp up and dial up the marketing. So that's a quick hack. Hack number 2 is just offload this to someone in your business, because you as a business owner, you're busy, but you do want to hold marketing and sales probably close to your chest. So have a trusted team member do this and just be like, look, any private event we host, your job is to reach out to them within 3 days and get a video testimonial, create the next email blast, and put it into our retargeting ads. Okay, what that's going to do is increase the temperature of people in your local, in your target market. And when they have their short list of 3 or 5 venues, they'll probably go with you if the testimonial aligns with the event that they're planning. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. A couple of actionable items that you can tackle now. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video where we're going to start to talk about that top 3% and how can we get those people who are hungry to make a buy now decision decide us. Okay, I'll break that down. As a quick bonus, as a PS, I'm going to put a link to a video testimonial in which you can share with your team to give them an example. And so you can send that out in your email outs to generate testimonials for your venue. Check the example that I've put down below in the link. I think it'll help you out.